Hey guys, and welcome to Starnes Life. It's Whitney and Shane again, and we wanted to give you a few tips on what to pack in your park and adventure bag.
We always make sure to pack the essentials before going into the park because you want to be prepared in case something happens to one of the kids. It is a nightmare to have to buy these things in the park. Of course, they're going to be way more expensive in the park, so you want to be sure that you are prepared and you have all the necessities that you might need in your park bag.
We've actually had this backpack that we carry in the parks with us for about, how long do you think we've had it?
Well, we've been going to the parks now for a good 10 years regularly, so this bag has probably been with us for those 10 years.
Yeah, it's definitely seen better days, but I tell you, you don't even have to invest in a very expensive bag, but I think we got this one from Walgreens maybe, and it literally was like maybe $9. So find a good bag. That's the first thing. Find a really good bag and stick with it. This is our backpack. And as you can see, it's nothing fancy. It's not very pretty. But a couple things that we do that are great tips for all of you park goers is we try to make it look a little different. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of guys who are about 5'9", 5'10", who are at the Disney parks who are dark-headed and have on red shirts and shorts, and sometimes they look alike from behind. So our suggestion to you is do something to your book bag that makes it stand out.
When we went to the Spirit of Aloha dining experience, we actually got this beautiful lei and added it to our backpack, and it's been easy to keep up with Whitney or for her to keep up with me when we get separated, because you know you're gonna get separated going on different rides or different attractions or whatever, and it's just easy to find your backpack. It's easy to find your person. A lot of times if you're carrying a stroller and you have your backpack on your stroller, it's easy to find your stroller. If you have just some sort of item, it just makes your backpack stand out.
And this one's been on here for about 10 years, so they must buy really good leis. So the first thing that we always make sure to pack in our suitcase is sunblock. You may say, well, we're going in the middle of December and we don't really need sunblock, but I can promise you that you will need sunblock. Remember, you are not visiting North Dakota, you are visiting Orlando, Florida. The sun can and will come out and you will get burnt because the average person spends 9 hours a day in Disney World. So I can promise you, you will want to bring sunblock and you will want to apply it liberally and often on yourself, your spouse, your children, all involved in your party. Make sure you bring this because in the parks, it's very expensive. Like $9, $10, $12 for a very small thing. So I got this big Ocean Potion Kids 50 SPF for about $4 or $5 from Walgreens. So make sure you pick that up before you go and put it in your parks bag.
So next up here we have a miniature umbrella, and a miniature umbrella should be plenty for what you need, and it fits in the backpack, which is also awesome. Florida is known for showers, so it's the peninsula and it's right there by the Gulf. We live in Mobile, Alabama, which is the rainiest city, even rainier than Seattle, and a lot of that rain makes its way down to beautiful Orlando, and you will find that probably at least one of your park days, if you're staying for the whole week, will be soaked. If you have your umbrella, you won't end up soaked, and you'll be able to take advantage of shorter wait times because a lot of people rush out of the parks when it begins to rain.
Also, mom tip, if you have an umbrella and you have little ones, it can provide lots of extra shade during those nap times. I know that our kids have napped tons going down in their strollers down Main Street or in Hollywood Studios or wherever, and you know, sometimes the canopies on the strollers just don't cut it, and you can always stick those on the backs of the strollers and keep your kiddos out of the direct sunlight. So it's good to have umbrellas for more than just the rain. Speaking of the umbrellas, one thing we never ever go to the parks without is a poncho. And this may not look like a poncho to you, but the way that we keep them in our bags and keep them compact is we roll them up and we put a hair tie around them. That way we can put all 4 of ours in the bottom of our backpacks. We've had the same ponchos for 10 years. So Shane and I have had the same ones for 10 years. And then once each kid came along, we just added one to the bag. So I suggest not getting a cheap little 99-cent one, but maybe getting one made by Coleman or whatever, a little more expensive one that'll
With the
last
zipper
you,
and everything,
that has
yeah.
zippers, because you will be very grateful for that. Because if you wait to purchase them at Disney, like we did the very first time that we
Don't be
went
a
together, don't be a sucker, because you're going to end up paying $20, $30 for one poncho. We got this one for like $9, made by Coleman, and you're definitely going to want to do that.
Ponchos are not only great for the rain, but also for wet rides like Splash Mountain and also the Cali River Rapids ride. You are going to get soaked on that ride unless you wear a poncho. So just a great tip, keep a poncho handy.
Keep a poncho. Another must-have for Disney is wipes, because you just got to think about how many hands touch everything that's at Disney. Now you can get, baby wipes, wet ones, whatever, just to get the sticky off, because think about how many Mickey bars are ate and dropped all over tables. Think about how many snot colds are had down at Disney World. Don't think about it. Go and have a good time, but bring those wet wipes, because little ones' hands get dirty. Sometimes you need extra help in the bathroom. Sometimes you just need extra wipes when you're eating lunch, and you need them.
You'll definitely want to make sure to keep a battery charger in your backpack. I've got a 20,000 milliamp hour battery pack right here, which is good for about 5 cell phone charges. That really comes in handy when you're standing in line waiting on rides, so that you can juice up your phone, because no 3-year-old wants to sit in a 30-minute wait if they're not watching some kind of TV show on a phone. It just makes for a happier overall experience, because adults can wait in line, but with our cell phones, we never really have to be bored.
Never.
Unless, of course, your battery runs out, and then you're just gonna have to be bored.
Also, no mom ever wants her cell phone to go dead when she's in the middle of taking pictures of those precious memories at Disney World. I know that I would be heartbroken if my phone died in the middle of me taking a picture of Katie, Beth, and Carter with Mickey and Minnie. So this can save you from heartache while you're at Disney World, and your phone can stay charged all trip long, and you have nothing to worry about. Buy your first aid stuff and bring it with you. This is a must-have when you are at the parks. I can tell you, when you get those new tennis shoes, you need to break those in beforehand, or you're going to be needing a dock Band-Aid, and you're going to need it fast at Disney World, because you're prone to get blisters. Little ones may get cuts or owies or bobos, and they just need a Band-Aid real quick. It's always good to have your first aid, as well as, sometimes you get a little dehydrated, you get a headache, you're not feeling too great, and you need some Tylenol. You just need it. And you don't want to buy it in the park, because we know how expensive that can be.
Yeah, we remember a time whenever our 7-year-old little girl came down with a fever in the park, which is the most random thing that's ever happened at a park for us. She just, out of the blue, she didn't have a fever whenever we left our hotel room, but about 3 hours into our day at the park, she came down with a temperature, and so we ran all over the park looking for Tylenol. Luckily, we found some, but it was about $15 for just a couple of doses of children's Tylenol.
Literally 2 doses.
Which is ridiculous when you can get it at Walmart, for $3 or $4 and just keep it in your backpack. Who knows when you'll need it, but if you do, it will be a life-saving, a trip-saving thing to have.
For sure. So make sure you plan ahead and you bring your first aid kit. Don't go into any park without it. Save yourself some time, some energy, some stress, and some money, and just go ahead and pack that in your parks bag.
Well, what can I say, guys? I am a bit of a germaphobe, and that means whenever I sit down for lunch at the parks, gotta have a little bit of hand sanitizer. If your hands are not super grimy and dirty, hand sanitizer will get you by right before you eat dinner. I like to visit the bathroom and wash my hands thoroughly, but this will get you by in a pinch.
It will. Plus, your kids have already touched all the queues waiting to get on the rides, and so their hands are just grimy anyway. And if you have kids who don't like to have that kind of hand sanitizer, we like to get these hand wipes. These are made by Wet Nap. They're great. You can just open them up, wipe your hands off really quick. They're good in a pinch. They're also good to wipe surfaces. It's antibacterial. So make sure before you visit any park that you bring this, because you don't want to catch the norovirus. You don't want to catch anything like that goes around at parks, and you can keep yourself clean and on the up and up while you're on vacation just by bringing yourself some antibacterial hand sanitizer or wipes. Another great thing to bring into the park are these awesome disposable placemats. If you have little ones, I highly suggest it. Now, my kids have pretty much outgrown these because they eat off plates and they use their forks and knives pretty well. But how many of you have ever been to a restaurant and seen a mom just put food on the table? Blech, that's so gross. Please don't be mean to me in the comments and say you do that all the time and they just need some germs in their life. When you're at Disney World, they don't need those germs in their life. So you can go to Target or you can go to Walmart or Amazon. In fact, we got these off of Amazon and you can get these for about $3. It comes with about 15 in the pack and it's just disposable placemats. You can put it down on the table and it sticks to the table and you can put their food on top of it and they can eat off of there just like normal. And then when you're finished, you can just throw it away. It's been very helpful for us in years past.
Yeah, because if you give kids a plate of food, what are they going to do? They're going to turn it up and dump it out all over the table anyways. So this is just a better option.
Absolutely. It's in every single park bag we ever take. So make sure you purchase some today.
Just remember, a lot of tables are outside and there are birds at the park and birds get snacks and they do things to tables. So you definitely want one of these for your kids.
That's right.
Now, I know this next one sounds a little weird, but we always keep some Ziploc bags handy. These are great for whenever your kids don't eat all of their meal. Like, I know a lot of times our kids will like leave some of their grapes or their carrots, but they'll wish later on that they had those grapes or carrots when we're waiting in line and they get bored or they just get hungry, and you can carry those with you in some Ziploc bags. They're also great for when you get off of a wet ride, your socks are soggy and wet. You can pack one of these Ziploc bags with a fresh pair of socks, trade your fresh socks for your soggy socks, and it'll make walking around the rest of the day a whole lot more bearable.
That's right. Don't go anywhere without the Ziploc bags. I tell you what, it has made our trip much better many times. Next on the list is sunglasses. I'm telling you, when you go down to Florida, isn't it the most blinding sun you've ever seen?
Absolutely. It's very bright.
It's so bright. Now, of course, you can go into any of the shops and buy sunglasses, but we all have that favorite pair of sunglasses, and you don't want to forget them. I don't go anywhere without my favorite sunglasses. These are not my favorite, by the way. My favorite are made by Key Australia, just in case you wanted to know. But my favorite sunglasses I always take with me. And make sure you bring some for your little ones too, because did you know that you can get your eyes sunburned? Did you know that?
Did not know.
You can. So don't get your eyes sunburned and put on your sunglasses. Last but not least is chewing gum. I don't know if you've ever noticed this about Disney, but they do not sell chewing gum in their parks. You've probably never seen chewing gum really anywhere in their parks, on the ground, behind the counters, anywhere. It's because Walt himself didn't want the mess. And so if you like gum, I suggest you bring some, because you're not going to be able to purchase it from any Disney park. In fact, the first time I went, I wondered why in the world we couldn't find gum anywhere. And it wasn't until years later when I was watching a documentary, I found out why. So if you like chewing gum, make sure you bring your own, because you will not be able to get any from inside the park. So we hope that you have found this video helpful, and now you know what to pack in your park and adventure bag.
For a more thorough list of what we pack in our park bag, be sure to head to starnslife.com.
We'll see you next time. If you love Disney and you need a little help planning your next vacation, I would love to help you do just that. I'm an authorized Disney vacation planner, and I would love to help you plan the dream of a lifetime. My services are 100% free, and it only takes $200 down to book your vacation. So make sure you visit the link below so we can get in touch and start planning your magical vacation today.